Let's get real. You're wasting too much time explaining yourself, justifying why you're making changes, telling people what you're about to do, seeking approval, waiting for validation. And do you know what all that talking is doing? It's draining your energy. Everywhere you turn, there's noise, social media feeds filled with other people's highlight reels, opinions from family, friends, and even strangers telling you what you should do with your life. The pressure to keep up, to stay relevant, to prove yourself, it's all a distraction. And most people don't even realize it's pulling them away from the very thing they need the most: focus. You wake up in the morning, and before you even have a second to think, you're bombarded with notifications. Someone's texting you. There's a new post going viral. Your inbox is full. You haven't even had a moment to breathe, and already your energy is being pulled in different directions. This is how most people live, reacting to everything around them instead of taking control. And the worst part, they wonder why they feel stuck, why they can't seem to make progress, why they start things but never finish them. It's because they've let distractions take over their lives. They're spending more time watching other people chase their dreams instead of chasing their own. They're caught up in drama, in comparisons, in meaningless conversations that add nothing to their growth. If you want to change your life, you have to cut out the noise. You have to stop letting distractions dictate where your energy goes. Because every single time you give your attention to something that doesn't serve you, you're stealing from yourself. You're stealing time that could be spent building your future. You're stealing focus that could be used to develop your skills, strengthen your mindset, and take action on your goals. Most people are addicted to distractions. They don't even realize it, but they're constantly seeking out things that pull them away from what actually matters. They scroll mindlessly. They overthink. They engage in conversations that drain them. They allow other people's opinions to take up space in their minds. And as a result, they never truly move forward. But the people who succeed, the ones who actually make something of their lives, they operate differently. They don't chase every new trend, every new opinion, every new drama that pops up. They know how to lock in, how to focus, how to protect their energy. They understand that every minute spent on a distraction is a minute stolen from their own potential. And that's the difference. The world is full of distractions, but you don't have to fall victim to them. You don't have to let them control you. You have the power to decide what you focus on. You have the power to say no. You have the power to shut off the noise and get to work. Think about where your energy has been going lately. Have you been giving it to things that push you forward, or have you been letting distractions steal your potential? Be honest with yourself, because once you recognize where your time and attention are going, you can start making better choices. You can start reclaiming your focus. And when you do that, everything changes. You stop feeling overwhelmed. You stop feeling stuck. You stop feeling like life is just happening to you. Instead, you take control, you create, you build, you grow, and most importantly, you move forward. The world isn't going to get any quieter. The distractions aren't going to disappear, but you can train yourself to tune them out. You can train yourself to stay focused on what actually matters. And when you do, you'll start seeing results, not just small changes, but real transformation, because focus is power. And the moment you learn how to control yours, you become unstoppable. Silence is not weakness. Silence is power. In a world where everyone is constantly sharing, posting, proving, and defending themselves, choosing to stay silent is one of the most powerful things you can do. When you stop explaining yourself, when you stop justifying your actions to people who don't matter, when you stop seeking validation, you take back control over your life. Most people don't realize how much energy they waste trying to make others understand them. They feel the need to explain every move, justify every decision, and gain approval before taking action. But the truth is, the more you explain, the more you open yourself up to doubt, criticism, and unnecessary distractions. When you focus on yourself and stay silent, you eliminate the noise. You free yourself from the opinions that don't serve you. You stop waiting for someone else to give you permission to live your life. Staying silent doesn't mean you don't have a voice. It doesn't mean you don't stand up for yourself. It means you understand that your energy is valuable and you choose where to invest it. Some battles are not worth fighting. Some explanations are not worth giving. Some people will never understand you no matter how much you try to make them see your vision. And that's okay. You don't need them to understand. You need to act. Think about the last time you told someone your big goals. Maybe you said you were going to start a business, change your career, work on your fitness, or set boundaries in your relationships. What happened? Did they encourage you, or did they plant seeds of doubt? Did they tell you how hard it would be, how unlikely it was, how maybe you should reconsider? That's the problem with talking too much. The more you share, the more room you give for others to project their fears onto you. People will doubt what they don't understand. They will question what is unfamiliar. And if you let their opinions sink into your mind, you'll start questioning yourself too. That's why silence is power. It keeps you in control. It allows you to work on yourself without interference. It protects your energy from unnecessary negativity. When you focus on yourself and stay silent, something incredible happens. You become more productive. You stop wasting time explaining and start using that time to take action. Instead of talking about your goals, you start making progress toward them. Instead of announcing your plans, you start executing them. And instead of seeking approval, you start building confidence from within. Most successful people didn't waste time announcing their every move. They just did the work. They let their results speak for them. They didn't argue with doubters. They just prove them wrong through action. And that's exactly what you need to do. Staying silent also gives you an element of mystery. When people don't know what you're doing, they can't interfere. They can't block opportunities they don't know exists. They can't sabotage plans they haven't heard about. You move differently when you don't need to prove anything to anyone. And the best part? When you focus on yourself and stay silent, people start to notice. They see the change. They see the growth. They see you becoming stronger, more confident, more success. And instead of questioning you, they start respecting you. They start wondering what changed. That's when you realize that words were never necessary. Your transformation speaks for itself. The next time you feel the urge to explain yourself, stop. The next time you want to announce your plans, hold back. The next time you find yourself justifying your decisions, remind yourself that you don't need to. Your actions will speak louder than words ever could. Focus on yourself, stay silent, and let your results do the talking. Success isn't built in the spotlight. It isn't created in front of an audience. The real work, the work that actually changes your life, happens in the quiet moments when no one is watching. It happens in the early mornings, the late nights, the hours spent grinding, learning, pushing forward when no one else sees the effort. That's where transformation happens. But most people don't want that. They want the recognition before they put in the work. They want the applause before they've even started the journey. And that's why they never make it. There's something powerful about moving in silence. When you stop announcing your plans, you remove the pressure of other people's expectations. You stop looking around for validation. You stop letting other people's opinions influence your path. When you talk too much about what you're going to do, you give others a chance to plant seeds of doubt in your mind. You let their fears, their insecurities, their limitations creep into your vision. But when you stay quiet, you keep your power. You protect your dreams. You create a space where only your belief matters. People don't need to know every step you're taking. They don't need to hear about every goal, every move, every plan you have. Because when you share too much, you invite unnecessary noise into your journey. You give people the opportunity to discourage you, to question you, to project their own fears onto you. And sometimes you don't even realize how much that noise is affecting you until you find yourself second-guessing decisions you were once sure about. That's why silence is key. Because silence keeps you focused. It keeps you locked in on what truly matters, the work. The reality is, most people don't really care about what you're doing until they see the results. They don't pay attention when you're struggling, when you're learning, when you're in the process. But once you start winning, that's when they notice. That's when they start asking how you did it, when they start respecting you, when they start acting like they always believed in you. But that's just how it works. People don't value words, they value results. And if you want results, you need to stop wasting energy trying to prove yourself before you've done the work. Moving in silence doesn't mean you don't believe in yourself. It means you believe in yourself so much that you don't need validation. It means you trust the process enough to keep your head down and do the work without expecting immediate recognition. It means you understand that success isn't about impressing others. It's about becoming the person who can handle success when it arrives. Think about all the greats, the athletes, the entrepreneurs, the artists, the leaders. Do you think they spent their time telling everyone about every single step they were taking? No, they were in the gym before the sun came up. They were writing, creating, learning, grinding, long before anyone knew their name. They weren't talking about it, they were doing it. And that's exactly what you need to do. There's a reason why so many people talk about their goals but never reach them. They get addicted to the idea of success, not the process of success. They love the feeling of telling people what they're about to do because it gives them a temporary high, a quick boost of validation. But then reality sets in. The work begins, the motivation fades, and because they spent so much time talking instead of doing, they have nothing to show for it. Don't be that person. Be the one who works in silence and lets the results do the talking. Be the one who focuses so intensely on personal growth, discipline, and action that success becomes inevitable. Be the one who doesn't need to prove anything to anyone because deep down you already know what you're capable of. The journey isn't about getting applause along the way. It's about proving to yourself that you can do it. It's about putting in the effort even when no one sees, staying disciplined even when no one is watching, pushing forward even when it's hard. Because when you do that, success isn't a matter of if, it's just a matter of when. And when that time comes, you won't have to say a word. The results will speak for themselves. You don't have to prove anything to anyone. The moment you realize this, your entire life changes. You stop seeking validation, you stop explaining yourself, and you stop worrying about who's watching. Because at the end of the day, your results will speak for you. Too many people waste their energy trying to convince others that they're on the right path. They announce their plans, hoping for support, hoping for encouragement, hoping for permission. But what they don't realize is that talking about it isn't the same as doing it. Every time you explain yourself, every time you defend your choices, you are giving away a piece of your energy that could have been used for action. The most successful people, the ones who actually make things happen, don't waste time proving themselves. They don't need to. They let their progress, their discipline, and their results do the talking. While everyone else is still explaining why they want to do something, they're already in the process of doing it. When you start focusing on yourself, something incredible happens. You stop getting caught up in opinions, in gossip, in distractions. You start using that energy for something bigger, yourself. You begin showing up differently. You move with purpose. You become someone who takes action instead of just talking about it. And that alone sets you apart from the majority of people. People will notice the shift. They may not say it out loud, but they'll feel it. They'll see that you're no longer available for meaningless conversations, that you're not wasting time explaining your every move, that you're no longer looking for approval, and that will make them uncomfortable because most people rely on external validation to feel secure. But you've outgrown that. You are not here to convince people of your potential. You are not here to seek permission to grow. You are here to build, to evolve, to succeed, not for them, but for yourself. And when you do that, when you focus, when you stay silent, when you put in the work, your results become undeniable. At first, some people won't understand. They may question your silence. They may wonder why you're not sharing every detail like you used to. They may even assume that you're failing. Let them think what they want. Their opinions have nothing to do with your progress. What they don't see is the discipline behind the late nights, the early mornings, the sacrifices, the relentless focus. Because here's the truth. Growth happens in the quiet, The biggest transformations don't happen in front of an audience. They happen when no one is watching. When you're alone, doing the work, staying consistent, making decisions that push you forward. That's where real success is built. And then one day the results start to show. Suddenly, the people who ignored you, the ones who doubted you, the ones who didn't take you seriously, now they're paying attention. They start asking, how did you do it? But by then, you don't even need to answer, because the answer is in the way you move, the way you carry yourself, the way you built something incredible without seeking permission, without needing constant reassurance, without explaining yourself every step of the way. So if you're tired of being overlooked, if you're tired of waiting for approval, if you're tired of feeling stuck, stop explaining, stop proving, start doing. Keep your energy, protect your focus, stay silent, and let your results do the talking. Because when you do that, you become unstoppable. The more you invest in yourself, your growth, your habits, your mindset, the more your life transforms. This is not just a motivational phrase, it is a fact. Your life, your future, your success, none of these things depend on what others think of you. They depend on what you do with your time, your energy, and your focus. Most people live their lives externally. They are constantly reacting to their environment, their social circles, and the opinions of others. They measure their worth by how much attention they receive, how many people approve of them, and how much validation they can collect. But if you live your life this way, you will never experience true fulfillment because your focus is in the wrong place. Instead of building yourself up, you are looking outward, waiting for someone else to tell you that you are doing a good job. And that is a trap. Real transformation happens when you shift that focus inward, when you stop waiting for permission to grow, to change, to improve, when you stop explaining yourself and start doing the work in silence. Because at the end of the day, your habits, your mindset, and your discipline are what will determine the quality of your life. The moment you decide to prioritize yourself, everything starts to change. Focusing on yourself means getting brutally honest about what is working in your life and what is not. It means taking accountability for your choices, your actions, and your mindset. It means recognizing that if you are unhappy, unfulfilled, or stuck, no one is coming to save you. You have to be the one to change. That can be uncomfortable because it forces you to face the truth. But that discomfort, that is where growth happens. When you focus on yourself, you stop wasting time on things that do not add value to your life. You stop engaging in meaningless conversations, gossip, and drama. You stop chasing relationships, friendships, or approval from people who do not contribute to your growth. You start being selective about where your energy goes, and that is when things shift. Because your energy is your most valuable resource, and every time you give it away to things that do not serve you, you are taking it away from the things that do. You cannot expect change in your life if you are not making daily investments in yourself. That means developing better habits, reading, learning, exercising, improving your mindset. It means getting serious about your goals, not just dreaming about them. It means taking action every single day, even when no one is watching, even when it is not exciting, even when it is hard. That is how transformation happens. Not overnight, not by announcing your plans to the world, but by doing the work in silence consistently. People will notice the changes in you. They will see your energy shift, your confidence grow, and your mindset strengthen, and not everyone will like it. Some people will feel uncomfortable because your growth will highlight their stagnation. Some will try to pull you back into old habits, old patterns, and old ways of thinking. They will question why you are changing, why you are prioritizing yourself, why you are choosing to focus on your own path instead of following the crowd. Ignore the noise. Your growth is not for them, it is for you. Every moment you spend investing in yourself is a moment that moves you closer to the life you want. Every book you read, every workout you complete, every time you set a boundary, every time you choose to focus on yourself instead of seeking external validation, those are the moments that shape your future. They may seem small, but over time they compound, and one day you will look back and realize that the person you have become is a result of the decisions you made when no one was watching. So stop waiting, stop explaining, stop seeking approval. Focus on yourself, do the work, and watch how your life transforms. Your energy is the most valuable resource you have. It's not your time, not your money, not even your talent. It's your energy, because when your energy is right, everything else follows. The problem is most people spend their energy on things that drain them instead of things that build. They invested in other people's opinions, unnecessary drama, and pointless distractions, and then wonder why they feel exhausted, unmotivated, and stuck in the same place. If you want to change your life, you have to change where your energy goes. Think about it. Every single interaction, every thought, every habit you engage in either adds to your energy or takes away from it. When you surround yourself with negativity, constantly engage in meaningless arguments, or worry about what other people think of you, you're throwing your energy away on things that don't serve you. And the truth is, most people do this without even realizing it. They wake up, scroll through social media, absorb negativity, get triggered by something someone said, and by the time they actually start their day, they're already drained. But here's the thing, you are in control of your energy. You get to decide where it goes. You don't have to engage in every argument. You don't have to explain yourself to people who don't get it. You don't have to prove anything to anyone. You don't even have to respond to things that are meant to pull you into negativity. Your energy is yours to protect, and the more you guard it, the more powerful you become. Think about the most successful, focused, and disciplined people you know. They don't waste time trying to convince people of their worth. They don't explain their every move. They don't chase approval. They focus. They protect their energy, and because of that, they grow. Their success doesn't come from being everywhere, doing everything, and responding to every distraction. It comes from knowing where to put their energy, and more importantly, where not to. So ask yourself, where is your energy going? Are you giving it away to people who don't appreciate you? Are you using it to constantly defend yourself to people who will never understand your vision? Are you wasting it on habits that drain you instead of ones that build you? The moment you start redirecting your energy toward things that actually matter, your goals, your personal growth, your mindset, your well-being, you'll feel the difference. One of the most powerful shifts you can make in life is realizing that not everything requires your attention. Not every comment needs a response. Not every invitation needs an acceptance. Not every situation requires your involvement. Sometimes the best thing you can do is pull back, stay quiet, and focus on what truly matters. People will talk, let them. People will misunderstand you, let them. People will question your choices, let them. Because while they're wasting their energy on you, you'll be using yours to build something real. There's a reason why high achievers, disciplined people, and those who actually get things done don't spend their time arguing, explaining, or justifying. They're too busy working on themselves. They know that energy is currency, and they refuse to spend it on things that don't bring value to their lives. And that's the mindset you need to adopt if you truly want to grow. You don't owe anyone your energy. Not everyone deserves access to you. The more you realize this, the more selective you'll become about where you invest your time and focus. And the best part, when you start protecting your energy, you'll notice that you feel lighter, more at peace, and more in control of your life. You won't feel drained by other people's negativity. You won't feel the need to constantly